I scan the audience as I cross the stage in my burgundy dress, searching for familiar faces. My hand trembles as I reach for the MBA diploma, the paper heavy with 4 years of sacrifice. The dean smiles. I can't smile back. "Congratulations, Maeve Castillo," he says. I nod, throat tight, and turn toward the crowd. 5 seats, 3rd row center, reserved with a small Castillo family sign I'd placed there myself this morning, all empty. My chest burns. I'd booked a table at Romano's, that Italian place downtown, $350 for dinner, a hotel room for my parents, a photographer scheduled for family pictures after the ceremony. I walk down the steps, clutching my diploma. The woman behind me has 6 people cheering, holding balloons and flowers. Her daughter screams, "Way to go, Mom." The sound cuts through me like a knife. No husband, no kids, no parents, no one cheered. In the 10 years I've worked at Portland Investment Partners, I've watched 3 men with less experience move into corner offices. Last year, when I asked about advancement, Mr. Harrington leaned back in his leather chair and smiled, not unkindly, but with that patronizing tilt of his head. "If you want to move up here, Maeve, you'll need an MBA. That's just how it works. 4 years of night classes while working 55 hours a week. 4 years of missing Aria's dance recitals and Lucas's soccer games. 4 years of falling asleep over textbooks, waking at 5 a.m. to study before the kids needed breakfast. Adrian promised it would be worth it. When you finish," he said, "we'll celebrate big. The kids and I are so proud of you." My phone buzzes in my purse as I reach the parking lot. A text from Adrian with a photo attached. Lucas and Aria at Gavin's house, toasting marshmallows over a fire pit. My brother's arm around my husband's shoulder. My parents sitting in lawn chairs in the background, paper plates balanced on their knees. Another buzz. A text from Gavin. "Awesome BBQ. Wish you were here." I switch to my morning texts. Adrian's note from 7 a.m. "Took the kids to Gavin's early. We'll try to make the ceremony. Congrats, Adrian." I sit in my car, air conditioning blasting against the June heat. My knuckles whiten around the diploma case. I pull out my phone and cancel the photographer. I won't cancel the dinner reservation. I'll go alone. "Your brother's just more fun," Mom told me last Christmas when I asked why they drove 6 hours to attend Gavin's New Year's party but couldn't make it to Lucas's winter concert. "You're always so serious, Maeve. All work and schedules." Dad nodded along. Gavin knows how to enjoy life. I stare at the diploma in my lap. 4 years of family time sacrificed. For what? For a piece of paper no one but me cares about? For a promotion that might not come? I start the car. The parking lot has emptied except for a few stragglers taking photos with their families. A woman my age poses with her elderly parents, all 3 beaming. The father wipes a tear from his eye. The weight of those 55-hour work weeks plus evening MBA classes settles on my shoulders as I drive away alone. No one to celebrate with. No one who thinks this milestone matters. The sun begins to set as I head downtown toward the restaurant. 5 empty seats in the auditorium. 5 place settings waiting at Romano's ALS. I straighten my shoulders. At least I can say I finished what I started, even if no one was there to see it. I sit in my car, air conditioning humming as I stare at my phone. My thumb hovers for a moment before tapping the social media icon. I need to know. Gavin's profile loads first. A fresh post from 20 minutes ago. My throat tightens as I scroll through a carousel of photos. Adrian and the kids gathered around a fire pit, roasting marshmallows on long sticks. Lucas laughing, his head thrown back. Aria leaning against my mother, who has her arm wrapped around my daughter's shoulders. My stomach drops when I notice the timestamp. 2:15 p.m. Exactly when I was crossing the stage, searching the audience for their faces. The caption hits like a physical blow. "Family comes first. Sorry, sis. Maybe next time." I zoom in on the background details. The grill already cooling, beer bottles collected in a recycling bin, lawn chairs arranged in a perfect circle. This wasn't spontaneous. They'd planned this, all of them, while I was ironing my graduation dress this morning. My phone buzzes with a text from Adrian. "Hope ceremony went well. We'll save you a burger. The restaurant reservation." I start the car. Romano's stands elegant against the evening sky. White columns framing heavy wooden doors. Inside, the hostess checks her reservation book, her smile faltering when I say, "Party of 5, but it'll just be me." Of course, Miss Castillo. Right this way. She leads me to a round table draped in crisp white linen. 5 place settings gleam under soft lighting. 5 empty chairs wait for people who won't come. My burgundy dress, the one I spent 2 paychecks on, suddenly feels too formal, too hopeful. Can I get you something to drink while you wait? The waiter asks, his eyes darting to the empty chairs, then back to me. They're not coming, I say, smoothing my napkin across my lap. I'll have a glass of the house Cabernet. The pity in his eyes makes me wish I'd canceled after all. My phone rings. Mom's name on the screen. Maeve, honey, are you still coming to Gavin's? We're having such a wonderful time. The waiter returns with my wine as I struggle to respond. Mom, today was my graduation. I'm at Romano's, the dinner I told everyone about 3 months ago. A long pause. Oh, was that today? I thought it was next weekend. I take a large swallow of wine. Number today. I reserved seats for all of you at the ceremony. Well, honey, you know how these things go. Your father and I are getting older. We can't be running around to every little event. My phone buzzes with a text from Dad while Mom's still talking. It's just a piece of paper, Maeve. You always make such a fuss over these things. Another notification appears. Adrian again. Kids are having too much fun to leave now. Can you join us instead? Gavin's asking for you. The realization crashes over me like ice water. My achievement, 4 years of sacrifice, of falling asleep over textbooks, of missing soccer games and dance recitals, means nothing to them. Not one person in my family thought my graduation deserved their presence. I order dinner anyway, a $42 filet mignon that I cut into precise pieces while mentally calculating the cost of each bite. The promotion I've been working toward, the corner office with the window, suddenly seems hollow. What's the point of climbing corporate ladders when the people who should care most can't be bothered to show up? For 4 years, I've justified missing bedtime stories with, Mommy's studying so she can get a better job. I've declined family game nights to complete assignments. I've been half present, promising it would all be worth it someday. But what if it isn't? Who am I, if not the reliable Maeve, the one who makes sacrifices, the one who puts her dreams last, the responsible daughter, the devoted mother, the supportive wife? Without these roles, performed exactly as expected, who would I be? The waiter clears my barely touched plate when a familiar voice calls my name. Maeve, I thought that was you. Maya from accounting stands beside my table, coat draped over her arm. Her eyes take in the empty chairs, but unlike the waiter, her expression holds no pity, only warmth. I was hoping I'd find you here, she says, placing a small gift bag on the table. Congratulations, MBA. For the first time since crossing that stage, tears fill my eyes. Maya slides into the chair beside me, orders coffee, and listens as everything spills out. The missed ceremony, the BBQ, the texts. As I sit there with Maya, I wonder if I should confront my family directly about their absence or use this moment to silently reassess our relationships. Would confrontation lead to healing, or would stepping back to evaluate what I truly needed bring more clarity? The check arrives, and Maya insists on splitting it. To your success, she says, raising her coffee cup. With or without an audience, my phone vibrates against the restaurant table as I pay the bill. 37 missed calls from Adrian. A cold weight settles in my stomach as I swipe to call back. Where have you been? His voice cracks. Lucas fell off the water slide at Gavin's. We're at Portland Memorial. He fractured his shoulder. The restaurant spins around me. Is he? He's in pain. They're taking him for x-rays. Just get here. I race to my car, graduation dress catching on the door. The same dress no one saw me wear across the stage. At the hospital entrance later that night, I spot my parents huddled with Gavin in the waiting room. Mom clutches a tissue. Dad paces. When they notice me, their expressions shift from worry to relief, tinged with something else, wariness. Where were you? Mom asks, as if I've committed some terrible negligence. At my graduation, alone. The words hang between us. Mom waves this away. Lucas has been asking for you. They circle around me toward the pediatric wing, acting as if my graduation never happened. If I show anger now, I'm the villain. The selfish mother, who cares more about a piece of paper than her injured child. I follow silently, heels clicking against linoleum, thoughts churning. Lucas needs me. My feelings can wait. The drive to the hospital replays in my head over and over, tears burning my eyes, hands gripping the wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. The mental whiplash between fear for Lucas and fury at being treated like an afterthought by the people I love most. Guilt floods me for even feeling angry when my son is hurt. What kind of mother resents rushing to her injured child? But beneath the guilt lies exhaustion, bone-deep, soul-crushing exhaustion. I make a mental inventory as we walk through sterile corridors. The Monday I left work early for Dad's retirement party, only to find they'd moved it up 2 hours without telling me. The Saturday mornings Adrian sleeps in while I drive Aria to dance. The family vacation photos where I'm absent because someone had to take the picture. The Christmas I spent cooking while everyone opened presents without me. For years, I've shaped myself around their needs, carved away pieces of myself to fit the spaces they left me, made myself small to make room for their largeness. The hospital walls seem to press in, narrowing like my life has narrowed, until I'm just a sliver of the person I could be. A nurse at the pediatric station looks up as we approach. Her eyes catch on the graduation tassel still pinned to my purse, the one detail of my achievement I couldn't bear to remove. "Congratulations," she whispers with a gentle squeeze of my hand as she passes me Lucas's paperwork. For one heartbeat, I feel seen. The simple acknowledgement washes over me like cool water in August heat. Lucas lies small against white sheets, his right arm immobilized. My heart twists at his pale face, but relief floods me seeing his eyes open. Adrian stands from a chair beside the bed, and Aria runs to hug me. "Mom!" Lucas tried to flip off the water slide and crashed. My family clusters on the far side of the bed. Gavin, his wife Tara. They've formed a united front, while I stand separate, still in my burgundy graduation dress. An outsider at both celebrations today. "The doctor says it's a clean break," Adrian explains, not quite meeting my eyes. "He'll need to wear a sling for a few weeks." I nod, stroking Lucas's hair. His medication makes his eyelids droop. "Mom," he mumbles, "did you get your diploma thing?" The room falls silent. Our eyes shift uncomfortably. Something inside me cracks open. "Yes, Lucas, I did." I straighten, meeting each gaze in turn. "Funny how you can all show up here, but not one of you showed up for me today." Mom starts. "Maeve, this isn't the time." "When is the time?" My voice stays steady, surprising me. 4 years of sacrifice. And you couldn't give me one afternoon? The silence stretches taut as a wire. "We didn't think," Adrian begins. I raise my hand, stopping him. "That's right. You didn't think. About me. About what this meant to me." Gavin shifts, uncomfortable. "Come on, sis. It was just a graduation." It wasn't just anything to me. The words release something I've held too long. The door opens. Maya steps in holding a duffel bag, her gaze taking in the tableau before her. When I texted her from the car about Lucas, I never expected her to come. "I brought you a change of clothes," she says, moving to stand beside me. "And I called your boss. He says take whatever time you need." Maya's presence straightens my spine. While my family stares in mute discomfort, she listens as I explain Lucas's injury. She asks thoughtful questions about his care, while my parents exchange glances and Adrian examines his shoes. With Maya beside me, my voice grows stronger. "I need space," I tell Adrian, meeting his eyes directly. "I'm staying at the hotel for a week." "What hotel?" Adrian asks. "The one I booked for my parents to attend my graduation." His face falls as understanding dawns. Hours later, after Lucas is settled for the night, I check into the downtown Marriott. The room overlooks the city lights, a view I'd imagined sharing with my parents. Instead, I'm alone with the first decision I've made for myself in years. I sit on the bed's edge, twist my wedding ring off, and place it on the nightstand. Not forever, just for now. Just until I figure out what I truly want from these relationships that have taken so much and given so little in return. The ring makes a small circle on the polished wood. Perfect and empty, like the seats at my graduation. Each morning, I visit Lucas at home. His shoulder has begun healing, the sling less awkward against his lanky teenage frame. I help with his homework, check Aria's math assignments, then leave before dinner. The hotel downtown has become my sanctuary, its anonymous comfort offering clarity I never found at home. "How long are you staying there?" Adrian asks on day 3, voice strained as he watches me gather my purse to leave again. I don't answer directly. Instead, I pull out my leather-bound notebook and add another item to my growing list. Recognition of achievements without being reminded. The page already contains 12 requirements for my return fair division of housework. No treating my professional obligations as optional. Equal priority for my family events. You can't just, he starts. I can. I interrupt, surprising myself with my steady voice. And I am. My phone buzzes constantly with Adrian's increasingly desperate texts. My parents leave voicemails, their voices shifting from indignant to concerned. I silence notifications at night and sleep better than I have in years. The realization comes to me as I sip morning coffee on my hotel balcony. I've spent years believing I held the least power in my family. I was wrong. Adrian arrives at the hotel lobby unannounced on day 5, kids in tow. His hair stands disheveled, as if he's been running his hands through it repeatedly. We need family therapy, he announces, loud enough that the receptionist glances over. This separation isn't healthy for anyone. I usher them toward the small seating area, away from curious eyes. Before I can respond, Lucas turns to his father. Dad, why didn't anybody come to Mom's important day? His voice carries the innocent brutality only teenagers manage. You always made us go to Uncle Gavin's stuff, even when I had that big science project due. Adrian's mouth opens, closes. His eyes dart between our children and me. Well, it was, he stumbles. Gavin had planned the barbecue for months, but it was Mom's graduation, Arya interjects, twisting her friendship bracelet. You made me go to Grandma's stupid garden club award thing last summer. Adrian's face flushes red as he fumbles through explanations that expose the selfishness of his choices. Each attempt to justify their absence only reveals how little my achievement mattered to him. When Lucas asked why nobody celebrated my achievement, I wondered, should I smooth things over to protect their image in the children's eyes? Or was this an important lesson about respect they needed to witness? The following afternoon, Maya knocks on my new office door, the one with my name freshly painted on frosted glass. Staff meeting in 5, she says with an odd smile. I follow her to the conference room and freeze in the doorway. A banner spans the wall. Congratulations, MBA Maeve. My colleagues stand around the table where a sheet cake displays an edible image of a graduation cap. Someone pops a bottle of champagne. Since your family missed the big day, Maya says, squeezing my arm, we figured your work family should step up. Mister? Harrington approaches with an envelope. Your promotion paperwork, he says, his patronizing head tilt replaced with something resembling respect. Senior analyst, effective immediately. Tears burn behind my eyes as they toast my achievement. Their genuine pride fills a void I've carried for years. Each congratulatory handshake strengthens my resolve to maintain the boundaries I've established at home. Back at the hotel that evening, my phone rings. My mother's voice sounds unnaturally hesitant. There was a miscommunication about your graduation, she says. Your father and I thought it was next weekend. I almost laugh. Mom, I sent calendar invitations 3 months ago. I called you last week to confirm. Well, things get confusing, she huffs, then softens. Your cousin Elaine called. She said you've moved out? Word is spreading through the family. The narrative is shifting from Maeve, the difficult daughter, to Maeve, who was snubbed at a major life milestone. I've taken some space to think, I say. I'm scheduling a family meeting this weekend to discuss terms for moving forward. Terms? My mother sounds bewildered. Yes, I reply, surprised by the calm certainty in my voice. Terms. I hang up and add a final item to my list. My achievements will be celebrated, not dismissed. For the first time, they wait for my decision rather than the other way around. On Saturday evening, the restaurant hums with subdued conversation. My father fidgets with his napkin, while my mother adjusts her pearl necklace. Adrian stares at the menu as if it holds the secrets of the universe. Only Gavin meets my eyes, his smile too bright, too forced. We thought, my mother says, leaning forward, that we could have a little graduation celebration next Sunday. Nothing fancy, just family. I take a sip of water. That sounds nice, I say, watching their shoulders relax. Except I've already celebrated. With people who actually showed up. My father clears his throat. About that, Maeve. We've been talking, and we'd like to give you a graduation gift. He slides an envelope across the table. A little something to acknowledge your achievement. Money, their solution to everything. It was just one afternoon, Gavin adds, reaching for a breadstick. I think you're overreacting, sis. We all miss things sometimes. Like when you missed Arya's dance recital and we all understood? I ask. Oh wait, that never happened because everyone always shows up for everything involving you. Adrian places his hand over mine. I pull away. We all feel terrible, he says softly. But can't we move past this? The kids miss you. Their collective stare weighs on me expectant, waiting for me to cave as I always have. The peacemaker. The reasonable one. I have news, I say instead, straightening my shoulders. I got the promotion, senior analyst with my own office. Their faces flicker with surprise before arranging into appropriate expressions of congratulation. That's wonderful, honey, my mother says. When did this happen? When? Adrian asks. This week. Mr. Harrington called me in specifically to say my MBA made the difference. I lock eyes with each of them, the one none of you bothered to see me receive. My father shifts uncomfortably. Well, I'll be making enough that we can hire a weekly cleaning service, I continue. And I'll be working regular hours now. No more late nights proving myself. Adrian's eyebrows shoot up. A cleaning service? That seems unnecessary. It's non-negotiable. The words taste different on my tongue. Strong. Certain. I've spent 10 years doing 2 full-time jobs my career and managing our home. That ends now. Maeve, my mother interjects. Families require sacrifice. I'm not asking for special treatment, I say, my voice steady. I'm requiring basic respect, something I haven't received from any of you. The table falls silent. A server refills our water glasses, glancing curiously at our tense faces. I've made some decisions, I say once we're alone again. I pull a folded paper from my purse and smooth it on the table. These are my boundaries moving forward. Adrian's face tightens. Boundaries? We're your family, not some business negotiation. That's exactly the problem. You've treated my career like a hobby for years. I point to the first item. My professional achievements will be acknowledged and celebrated, just as we celebrate everyone else's milestones. My mother sniffs. This feels very transactional. Second, household responsibilities will be equally distributed. I've included a schedule. My father shakes his head. Maeve, you're being dramatic. One missed event. It wasn't one event. My voice rises despite my efforts to control it. It was the culmination of years of being overlooked, of my needs always coming last. Adrian reaches for the paper. We can talk about this at home. Number. I place my hand firmly on the document. We're discussing it now, with witnesses, so no one can claim later they didn't understand. Gavin laughs nervously. Come on, sis. I'm prepared to permanently redefine my relationships with all of you. The words hang in the air between us. I deserve better than what I've been given. Adrian's face pales. Are you saying? I'm saying exactly what I mean. I fold my hands on the table. For once, I need you all to listen. A small voice breaks through the tension. Mom's right. We all turn to Lucas, standing beside our table with Arya. I didn't even notice them returning from the restroom. You should have been there, Arya adds, her eyes meeting mine. Mom worked really hard. We should have been there. My children slide into their seats beside me, a united front I never expected. The stunned silence stretches across the table as my family realizes that everything has changed. The old Maeve, compliant, accommodating, eternally understanding, is gone. The waiter approaches with appetizers. No one moves to serve themselves. Later, my cousin Jennifer calls. Is it true you're separating from Adrian? Her voice buzzes with barely contained excitement. I'm evaluating all my relationships, I say carefully, including my marriage. And your parents? I heard you gave them some kind of ultimatum. I watch the sunset through my office window. I gave them a choice, respect me or lose me. After we hang up, I trace my fingers along the edge of my newly framed MBA diploma, the one Maya and my coworkers presented to me this week. A card from Mr. Harrington leans against it. Portland Investment Partners recognizes excellence. Congratulations, Senior Analyst Castillo. I don't know what my family will choose. I don't know if Adrian will step up or step away. but for the first time in years, I feel something close to peace. Not because everything is resolved, but because I finally acknowledged my own worth. The path ahead remains uncertain, balanced between hope and resolution. But whatever comes next, I will face it standing tall, no longer diminished by those who should have lifted me highest. I stand at the head of the conference table, watching my team nod as I outline our new investment strategy. Morning light streams through the windows of my private office, highlighting the nameplate on my door. Maeve Castillo, Senior Analyst. Any questions before we wrap up? I check my watch. 4:45. I'm heading out at 5 today. 2 months ago, I would have stayed until 7, desperate to prove my worth. Now I close my laptop at 5, sharp, declining Mitchell's last-minute request to review projections that could easily wait until tomorrow. I have dinner plans with my family, I say without apology, without the familiar twist of guilt in my stomach. The sensation of walking away from work without justification feels like shedding a heavy coat I didn't realize I was wearing. On the drive home, my phone rings. Gavin's name flashes on the screen. "Hey, just confirming you're still coming Saturday," he says. 2 o'clock works for everyone. "I'll be there at 2 and leaving by 5, I answer. "Aria has her recital that evening." "No problem. It's your party after all." His voice carries an unfamiliar note of deference. "Mom asked what you'd like as a gift. I told her maybe a frame for your diploma?" I smile at the small victory. That would be perfect. The party invitation arrived 3 weeks ago, celebrating Maeve's MBA achievement. The same brother who once scheduled a barbecue on my graduation day, now arranging a celebration specifically for me. I accepted with clear boundaries about timing and expectations, watching my family adjust to accommodate me for once. I'm proud of what I accomplished. I had told him, and I'm not afraid to say it anymore. When I arrive home, Maya's car sits in our driveway. She greets me with a hug and a bottle of champagne. "Pre-celebration," she explains, following me inside where 3 other colleagues wait. These people showed up when my family didn't, sending congratulation cards when my achievement went unacknowledged at home. Maya raises her glass. "To knowing your worth, even when others don't see it." We toast, and I feel the warmth of connections built on mutual respect rather than obligation. These relationships formed during my darkest moment now stand as pillars of my reconstructed life. Next day, after work, I walk into the kitchen to find Lucas loading the dishwasher while Aria sets the table. Adrian chops vegetables, glancing up with a cautious smile. "How was your day?" he asks, the question weighted with awareness that once he wouldn't have bothered asking. "Good," I answer, noticing the calendar on the refrigerator with family therapy, 4 o'clock, written in Adrian's handwriting. 6 sessions so far, with slow but steady progress. My parents came that evening. We sit down to dinner, and my mother passes a silver-wrapped package across the table. "Your father and I thought you might like this," she says. Inside, my diploma nestles in a simple silver frame, not the elaborate celebration they gave Gavin for completing his certification course last year, but a beginning. After dinner, I stand in my home office, gazing at my reflection in the window. Behind me, the burgundy dress I wore at graduation hangs on the back of the door, no longer a reminder of emptiness, but a symbol of the day I finally recognized my value. As I settled into this new family dynamic, I wondered if forgiveness should come with conditions, or if setting boundaries was itself the path to healing. Can relationships truly transform after betrayal, or do we simply create new versions that honor who we've become?